Hey there tech fans, Rick here again with a quick review of the DJI Mini 3 drone. In today's video, I'd like to explain why this tiny little drone is incredibly powerful when compared to some larger drones on the market. And I think a lot of people out there look at this and think, it's a small drone, it's probably a toy drone. Nothing could be further from the truth. This is a small drone that flies like a much bigger drone, and the technology DJI has packed into this tiny little airframe is really pretty incredible. So let's start with some of the basic specifications. The drone itself can fly for 38 minutes on a single charge battery, and that's pretty incredible for a drone of this size. Normally smaller drones like this, you'll get 10 or 15 minutes of flight time, and then you gotta land it, put another battery in it. The best part is DJI offers two batteries for this drone. They've got one which is the standard battery. They've got a larger battery that you can actually use with the drone as well, which takes that flight time to 51 minutes. Now, the downside of using the larger battery is it does push the weight of the drone over the 249 grams, which is really a design consideration for this drone. DJI built this to be under 250 grams because in the United States, you don't have to worry about registering it with the FAA, and in other countries, you may have to take a test or get insurance. So being under the 249 grams means none of that has to happen as long as you use the smaller battery. But for me, I like the extra flight time. I don't mind registering this with the FAA. It's a $5 charge for all of my drones. It's really easy to do. So I use the larger battery for the longer flight time. But boy, I'll tell you, 38 minutes is incredibly long to be up in the air, and 51 minutes even better. All right, so in addition to that, the drone uses a proprietary O2 technology which was developed by DJI for the connection between the drone and the controller, which means this drone can fly 10 kilometers away. Now think about that. You're controlling a flying robot 10 kilometers away. In fairness though, you can't fly that far in the United States because the FAA's got a restriction called visual line of sight, which means you always have to keep the drone in your visual line of sight when you're flying. But for me, even with a small drone like this, I can easily fly 2,500 feet or 3,000 feet and a little bit further if I put a beacon on the top of it. So knowing I can fly 10,000 kilometers means that, or 10 kilometers means that I can actually have an incredibly strong signal in close. So if I'm around buildings or trees or other interference, I'm not gonna have to worry about the signal getting broken between the two and the drone flying off and doing things I didn't expect. So I love the fact that it's got a strong connection signal. It also, because of that OcuSync 2 technology, will deliver a 720p video feed from the drone back to your screen. So you're seeing exactly what the drone sees in 720p quality, which is pretty amazing. The drone also has the ability to capture some incredibly good video footage and some amazing pictures because it's got a 1/1.3 inch sensor in the front, which means it can record 4K at 30 frames a second. So you've essentially got a really good DSLR camera up there in the sky to capture video footage and take pictures of your next vacation. Pretty incredible there. Another cool thing about the drone is that the processing of that information, the video footage and the actual pictures, is done internally on a specialized chip. And this particular drone has a feature called HDR on chip, which is a new technology developed by DJI that will actually adjust the color saturation and the brightness of that image automatically for you. So if you're flying and it's really sunny out, it'll kick in and knock down some of that glare. If you're flying late in the afternoon where it's a little darker, it'll bring out the highlights. So it does all that automatically for you, which is pretty incredible. One other key feature with this drone that you won't find on smaller drones like this normally is its stability in the air. You're looking at a drone here where DJI has built generations of products up till now. They've been in the business quite a long time, and all of that technology, they've somehow magically shrunk down to fit into a smaller frame like this. So when you launch this drone, it's going to take off and it's going to stay exactly where you left it in the space. It's not going to move around on you. A lot of other smaller drones, when you first put them off, they're going to drift this way and you got to correct the trim. Then they're going to come back, you're going to correct the trim. So you're going to spend a lot of time just getting the drone balanced out. With this one, the minute you put it up, it stays right where you left it. Take your fingers off the joystick, it's not going anywhere, and you can fly it and it's really, really stable in the air, which is a real pleasure because when you're flying a drone, you want to enjoy the flight. You want to enjoy capturing that footage and seeing beautiful scenery from 200 feet in the air. You don't want to be dealing with the drone's drifting and I got to pay attention to it. That should be done automatically, and DJI has nailed that in here. So the drone is really built to fly. It's perfect for new flyers that have never flown a drone before. You can easily charge up the drone, read through the instructions, and understand what the restrictions are for flying it. But charge up the drone, charge up the controller, go outside, power them both up, put it up in the air, and just have a whole lot of fun with it. So for me, the Mini 3 represents the latest technology from DJI at a price that most people can afford, or at least it fits into a budget, that gives you this incredible flying robot that has a DSLR attached that you can remotely control from the ground and capture all the beautiful footage you need on your next vacation. So hopefully you found this review helpful. I've enjoyed talking about it. I love flying drones. So thanks a lot for watching. And until next time, as always, Stay nerdy.